In this review, I'm going to be taking a look at a backpack or a sling pack made by Drago Gear, and this is their Atlas sling backpack. This, depending upon where you buy it from, runs about $65, $60 to $70, give or take. It's available in black, tan, green, and seal gray. Drago Gear offers a lifetime warranty. Of course, there's some exceptions to that if you abuse it. I'll just go over a few of the specifications from Drago's website. They refer to this as a full-size sling pack that excels in both urban and field applications. Sling strap configuration with breathable padding and a quick-release buckle. Comfortably fits up to a 17-inch laptop computer. Internal 4-channel elastic organizer, ID card window, water bladder compatible, Y compression strap, concealed carry compartment. It's made of 600D polyester. The dimensions are 19 by 11 by 10, and the approximate capacity is 1,728 cubic inches. It does not include any type of internal holster pouch. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It is listed as being water resistant, water bladder compatible, and they call this a max capacity backpack. Now this one obviously is in black. It ships flat in a sealed plastic bag. Now at $65, this isn't what I would consider a top tier product. Obviously it's made overseas. You get a lot of varying qualities of product made overseas. Some are really terrible and some are okay and some are really good. The Apple iPhone's an example of something made overseas. It's a really good quality product. So in this price range, you can't expect everything. So just keep that in mind. I'll point out the things that I noticed that could be an issue down the road. Mind you, keep in mind that I just got this. I took it out of the bag, kind of looked it over. I stuffed it full of some air pillows to allow it to stand up so I could try and get it in frame on my camera. I haven't loaded it up or used it or anything like that. So this is kind of an unpackaging video where I just take a look at it and give you my observations at this point. And also keep in mind, I'm not a backpack expert. I don't go camping. I rarely go hiking unless it's to hike down to a Starbucks to get a Crappuccino. So my uses are for travel, carry-on for airplanes, EDC, and range bag usage. So my comments may not necessarily apply to every possible scenario out there. So just definitely keep that in mind. Now, Drago Gear, they have several different types of backpacks, and they have some smaller packs. This one is on the larger end. I don't believe it's the largest, but it's what they consider a max size or a full size, but it's a sling pack. Now, personally, I like the sling packs. I rarely would use a pack with dual straps on it. I normally just throw it over one shoulder. So that's my preference, and that's why I bought this one. Now, it doesn't really ship with anything except for this tag, which just gives you a part number of 14-308BL for black. It says breathable padding, quick release buckle, concealed carry compartment. I'll talk about that. Drago Gear is out of Florida. They bring these in from China, or actually these probably are made to their specifications, I'm assuming. Anyway, so let's move on. Now what we have with this pack, right off the bat, this front part right here, this MOLLE is double stitched, and it's a double MOLLE. So you've got this internal MOLLE, this larger piece, and then you've got a smaller piece stitched on top of it, and I see double stitching across with the Drago logo right there. This is the Y strap that they're referring to here for compression purposes, and there's a D-ring on the bottom, which you could, this is the part that you use to adjust the tension here. Now the D-ring could be used for attaching keys or anything that you might want to clip on there. All of the zippers have some paracord knotted on it. The ends of the paracord, from what I can tell by looking at it, have been seared, so they shouldn't be fraying. Although these types of pulls are not the most impressive, they do get the job done. Zippers. This is how I test the zipper. It seems to work pretty good. I honestly don't think these are YKK zippers. Drago does not advertise these as being YKK zippers, and there's no YKK logo on there. Normally there's a YKK logo. Smooth operation. Only time will tell the durability of this, of course. More double MOLLE right here. The compression strap. Sorry if I pause there. I want to make sure that I don't get this out of frame. It's these particular plastic buckles don't say anything. They're probably not top-tier plastic buckles, and of course Drago doesn't say what they are. Well, I have not much I can comment about those at this point. The stitching here, we've got some double stitching with a boxed X pattern, which is kind of standard for what you see on a lot of backpacks. If I move that out of the way, if we move on up, I'll talk about the actual compartments. Talk about the compartments in a minute. Up here is some Velcro, so you can attach name tapes or a flag. And there's also this bungee cable that's right here, and there's a little adjuster. So you could obviously put something right here and cinch it down. I'm not sure how usable this is right here. I can see something like this on a larger scale. So if you had a jacket and you wanted to roll up your jacket, you could, stick your jacket right here with the bungee cable. I'm not sure the thought process behind this, but I guess if you had smaller things you wanted to put right here, you could. Whether or not I leave this on here, I'm not sure. Ideally, I would like something like that down here, but I guess it depends on how you lay out your bag and what you're attaching, on whether or not you want this type of bungee cable here. This obviously seems to be easily removable. It's double knotted right here, and you could take this out, and if you wanted to string it down here, you could do that. Let's see, let's move along to the side here, and hopefully this doesn't fall over on me. We've got more MOLLE. 1, 2, 3. We got 4 rows here, 3 rows here. They're double stitched. At least it looks like they're double stitched. It might be. Yeah, it looks like it's double stitched, and we've got some stitching around here, which is double stitching around the zipper. A lot of the stitching around all of these zippers is double stitched, which is good. Now, since this is a sling pack, we only have one shoulder strap. Now, this isn't an ambidextrous sling pack. This is, you can't reposition this. There are some packs on the market that are a bit more sophisticated than this, and they allow you to reposition your sling. This is not one of those. So there's a zipper along the side here, and this is a little bit different. This zipper allows access to the hydration the internal area for the hydration. Talk about that shortly. We've got a bit of moly right here. Double stitching again. There is a elastic piece right here for grabbing your excess materials. You can stick your excess materials in here. I like that feature. A lot of packs don't have it, and you end up having to use some of your own Velcro or something to tie up excess. This has it, and that's great. The back of this is mesh lined, and there is some padding in there to make it more comfortable. That same type of mesh is right here on the actual sling. Maybe, I don't know, a ½ inch, 3/8 of an inch, plus the mesh, which is supposedly will wick away moisture, supposedly. One large buckle down here for quick release of your sling. Again, I don't know what kind of buckle these are. Double stitching, X pattern stitching. And I'm sorry if some of this gets out of frame here. I'm not right next to the camera, so I'm trying to keep it up in frame. Double stitching here, and of course moly, wider here, and then a couple small moly straps here. Now there's actually a HK hook right here, which is not removable. It's double sewn on there. I'm not sure what you would use that for. I guess you could attach keys or something on there. This extra support piece right here has a bit of adjustability. It can move up and down, and this sewn strap right here captures this. It's not removable, so if you decided you didn't want this piece, this is going to be here. You could possibly tuck that up in there and get it out of the way or something if you didn't want to use it. I do believe down in this corner here there is a little tuck area, so if you didn't want to use this, you can tuck it in there. I believe that's what it's there for. It is very convenient because it's that little cubby hole is right next to where that strap is, so it looks like you can tuck that in there and get that out of the way, and then you could tuck this strap in there and you're good to go. So if that's your preference, that's how you would do it, because they're non-removable. Up at the top here, this is, I guess this could be if you wanted to hang this, like, I don't know if you had a hook or something, you wanted to hang this up in the closet, or this could be something that's designed to attach your water bladder to. That could be it also. I don't know for sure. But this is the opening for your water bladder compartment, and your water bladder tubing could come up out of here and then down through this moly and so on. So I believe that's what that's designed for. Now, whether or not this is for hanging or attaching the top of your water bladder so it doesn't sag, I guess it could serve multiple purposes. The instructions and the information on their website is not clear about that. So the back of this looks like it would be fairly comfortable. These raised areas right here, there's maybe a 1/4 inch of padding here, and then these raised areas give you maybe another 1/4 inch, give or take, of padding. The Drago logo is raised. So with these channels in here, I believe these would facilitate airflow with this up against your back. So this seems a fairly decent design, although I've seen a lot of packs that actually have that mesh material back here as well, like this mesh material to wick away moisture. So that might have been a better idea to utilize that mesh material back here, but what do I know? Down at the bottom, they refer to this as a ID card window, which, you know, frankly, I don't know what's going to actually fit in there. But since we are doing a video and we are looking at all aspects of this, let's see. Make sure it doesn't fall. Pardon me for just a second. I am looking for a credit card. Okay. Yeah, it does fit in there. So you can fit a credit card in there, or a business card, or driver's license or something. I was kind of thinking that it wouldn't fit, but yeah, it looks like it'll work. So we have an ID card window right there. The other side, again, basically the same, the MOLLE strapping. And at the top, the Y-strap is adjustable. There are no little elastic captures for the excess material. There is, on both sides of this pack, there's 2 sewn loops. There's one here and there's one here. Not sure exactly. You could attach a carbiner to this. I'm assuming if you had a water bladder and the tube came out, you'd bring the tube over and down right here. I don't think you'd route it over and through this. So I'm guessing these are for carbiners, so you can attach other stuff. This handle here is, now this is better than most. It's not padded. It's not padded, but there's 2 pieces of nylon. There's the wide piece of nylon, and then there's a smaller piece sewn over the top, and then the wide piece is folded over and sewn. So it's actually 2 pieces of nylon. It's the sewing over here. We've got double stitching here, single stitching, the X pattern, double stitching, and double stitching there because these attach to it. This feels pretty solid. It's just not padded. If I had to gripe about anything, it would be that there's no padding here, because a lot of times I'll carry something like this, and I will carry it using the handle, and I found that without padding it can be rather uncomfortable. But it's not a deal breaker by any means. So that pretty much covers the outside of this. Before I go to the inside, I don't really see any particular design flaws, except for the, for me, I would wear this, since I'm right-handed, I would wear this strung over my right shoulder, and this is set up great for that. Yeah, if I was to nitpick, I'd say that it'd be great if you could interchange the shoulders that this is on. Also, this cross strap here, if it was completely removable, that would be great too, but you can see they gave you a tuckable pocket and you could get this up out of the way, so that's not really a bad issue. Durability of these buckles, I don't know. They seem okay. It doesn't feel like cheap plastic. I've actually seen really cheap plastic buckles. This is definitely not the cheap stuff that I've seen on some really inexpensive backpacks. This is definitely better than that, but I can't comment further. Okay, so having discussed the outside, let's move on to the internal pockets. On the front here is one pocket, and it goes all the way down to the bottom here. There's nothing on the inside. There's no organizers or anything. It's just a straight up pocket. And then, of course, I've talked about the zipper. These seem to move pretty good. Long-term durability, I don't know. This particular zipper here is a single stitching. Most of the zippers on here have double stitching on them. This one happens to be single. And next up is this compartment right here. Now this one is kind of interesting because as you can see, this zipper goes almost all the way down to the bottom, and the zipper on this side only goes down that far. So to fold this compartment down, this compartment's going to fold down at an angle. And inside of here is a nylon lining. And right here, well, let's make sure that you can actually see this. Let me make adjustments here so we can stay focused on the areas I'm talking about. Okay, this compartment here, you've got some storage sewn in right here. Now the thing that kind of caught my eye is basically these sort of things, which are gonna, you're gonna stick flashlights and who knows what in here. This is a large compartment, and these are individual compartments. They're just pardon me. They're single stitched, but the tops are double stitched. I don't know why they didn't double stitch the entire compartment. This, it's hard to tell. It almost looks like right where this binding material is right here, it's double stitched on the edges so that this doesn't rip. And if this were to rip, I would expect it to rip in these corners as you stuff fat things in here. But it looks like they double stitched it to address that. Well, this looks like it's double stitched, and the outer one doesn't look double stitched. I just can't tell. If they double stitched it, they stitched did the double stitching on top of each other. Normally, if they do it side by side, you can see it real easy. This looks like it's side by side. This either is on top of each other or it's a single stitch. And the reason I mention that is I've had too many things that were improperly stitched and they just tear apart. And on something that's going to take a decent amount of abuse, you've got to have double if not triple stitching. So certain areas need to be reinforced. This little compartment right here, this is your concealed carry compartment, and this Velcro goes all the way down to the bottom. Also right here, there's a compartment right here. And looking at like this corner right here, this is not double stitched, it's single stitching. So this could be a possible weak point. That's all there is internally here for actual storage compartments. And when I'm all done, I'm going to come back and we'll talk about I'm going to attach a holster and put a firearm in here, and we'll take a look at how well this could work for a concealed carry. But I'm going to do that last. So that's the concealed carry compartment. So let me reposition the camera once again. All right, moving on to this top compartment right here. And I do believe that's in frame. This has a different type of vinyl lining to it, which looks to be more water resistant. Now, on a lot of these Chinese packs that use this water-resistant vinyl, they smell really bad. I'm getting no odors from this at all. So this is definitely a lot better than some of the other cheaper items that are on the market, which you have to basically stick outside for a week and let it air out. So there's no little storage right here or anything like that. You've got elastic here, 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 and here, and you have a key ring loop. Again, this key ring loop is plastic. I don't like these. I've had many of these break on me. This really should be metal. It is double stitched, I can see up there, so at least it shouldn't pull away. But chances are that if you use this, eventually that little mechanism is going to break. That's what's happened in the past. This compartment, I'm assuming, would be ideal for storing pistol magazines right up in here, or you could put a flashlight, and we'll look at that a little bit later. I'll try and see if the magazines actually fit up here. It looks like they will, but we'll test that a little bit later. These zippers, again, they don't say anything on them. Now moving on to the main compartment here. The main compartment, as you can see, I'll just rotate the side here. The main compartment does not unzip all the way. It zips down about halfway right here. So, nope. Okay, I've got this filled with pillows, which actually I need to take them all out, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got the pack laid down here so we can get a little bit a better view of the inside. Like mentioned, this does not unzip all the way. You've got that kind of water-resistant vinyl. Actually, this is different from the other compartment. This is just a regular nylon. It's not the vinyl. The sides have vinyl on it. Of course, we have a little tag here that says Made in China. There's no compartments except for this zippered one right here, and it goes to right where my fingers are. So there's one zippered compartment there. No storage right there, but there is this mesh storage. It doesn't quite go all the way down to the bottom, maybe 7-8 inches or so, and of course nothing on the side. So that takes care of the inside, because there's not much else to look at. Now that the bag's flat, because I took all the air pillows out, let's see if I can get the camera repositioned here a little bit. Okay. On the side here, I know a lot of packs, to access the water bladder, you go inside and there's the water bladder access. On this pack, the water bladder is accessible via this zipper right here, and you can get access in here and go all the way up through the top. I'm assuming that this could also be suitable for a notebook, and that could be why there's a zipper on the side here. So if you were wearing this, you could swing it around to the front and unzip this and pull your notebook out. That's just a guess. I haven't tried to fit any computers in here, but so that they've given you kind of a dual purpose. You carry a notebook in here or a water bladder. So that's access for the water bladder. And aside from the little strip of nylon at the top, which may be for attaching your water bladder to so it doesn't sag, there's nothing else on the inside there. Okay. So there's pretty much all of the features and a step through on the functionality of everything. Now going back to what we were talking about with the concealed firearm carry option, right there, let me grab something. So got a firearm here, and I have a Velcro storage piece, which I'm dinking around with off camera here to make sure that it's aligned correctly. This is a 511 Velcro piece for concealed carry. It's got some Velcro on it, and it's adjustable, so you can adjust it to fit your particular firearm. And there's also kind of some grip material on the inside right there to hold your firearm so it doesn't accidentally slide out. Now I'm going to kind of try and do this on camera, so it may not necessarily be scientific, but if I place the firearm in there and determine the angle I want it, kind of slide this in and set it down, and I'm going to remove it and then make sure it's attached correctly. This is a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm, just for reference purposes. So we can do that. We can also, looks like this is definitely large enough. You could take, this could fit very large frame revolvers, or large frame semi-autos or revolvers. It's definitely large enough, so I don't think you'll have any impediments pistol-wise putting something right there. Magazines, let's see, right down here, which we may not have in frame. Let's see, put some magazines down here maybe. I could put magazines down here. These are single stack 8-round Smith & Wesson magazines, 9mm, barely fit. These are not all the same size. I could put one magazine here, they wouldn't fit over there. So I don't believe these are intended for magazine storage. I think this is intended for tools. I believe this compartment up here is what's been designated for magazines. And it definitely holds this 8-round single stack. And since there's different sizes, that one's a little bit too big, but just have a few magazines. We'll just stick these up here. That's a 7-round magazine, and that single stack. I don't see an issue with the double stack magazine fitting the single. I mean, since this is elastic, there's plenty of space in here, so you should be able to get the double stack magazines in there, no problem. This is holding 3, definitely 4. Yes, if you had different base plates, you might be able to get 2, squeeze 2 into there. So instead of 4, you might be able to get 6 up there. That's just my take on that, depending upon what type of magazine you plan on carrying. And then, of course, down here, you could put one more down here. But I suspect if you use this for magazines and you unzip this to access your firearm, the weight might flop this part down and maybe your magazines would fall out because there's no retention on these. At least up here, this elastic's going to hold these in place. So I probably will just use this for storing miscellaneous items. I guess it would be nice if there was some sort of retention or a flap or something like that for whatever you put in there. Now down here, this little compartment, I don't know what you could put in there at this point. I guess you could put anything in there really. I don't think it would be appropriate for magazines, but of course, this is kind of flopping around now since I took all the little air pillows out of it. But so I can see that being usable for concealed carry. So if you plan on using a pack like this as an EDC pack with your firearm, you should be in a position to easily swing this around to the front and unzip this compartment right here to get access to your firearm. And I'm thinking that some longer pulls or some different color pulls to easily identify what compartment has your firearm. Like I might put some different color pulls on here, maybe some red ones, so at a glance I know that I'm grabbing the right ones and I'm not grabbing one of these or something if I flip it around. The other thing that I noticed, which could be a problem for some people, is if you try to utilize this strap and you needed quick access to your firearm, that's just one more thing in the way that you have to deal with. So I'm assuming if you were carrying a firearm, you wouldn't utilize this, tuck it away or something. Again, I don't believe it's removable. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's removable, so you'd have to find some place for it, tie it up out of the way, or if you didn't want it, cut it off. I know if I'm using this for concealed carry, I don't want that strap in the way. I need easy access to this compartment. So that is the Drago Atlas. I haven't tried to attach any MOLLE accessories on here yet, so I can't comment on the MOLLE accessory capability pouch-wise. So I'm going to wrap this video up, this tabletop review of the Drago Gear Atlas Sling backpack. I think for the money, this pack is a great buy. You know, immediately I'm comparing this to, say, 511 products or Camelback products, and it's not quite as good, but it's substantially less money. And so, yeah, there's, you know, some different zippers that are used and some different buckles and, you know, a few little minor annoyances that you may or may not be able to live with. But I think for the money, this is a great buy for the money for the quality of this type of pack. So I'm going to definitely give it 2 thumbs up on my review, at least on my tabletop review. Only time will tell on long-term durability, of course. Oh, and before I wrap it up, we should take a look at the bottom. I don't want to forget that. I've got everything covered except for the bottom of the pack. Let's make sure you can see that. Now, on the bottom of this pack, there are some straps here, and these straps are actually captured, so you this is nice. I guess you could use these if you were taking off a light jacket and you rolled it up. You could stick it down here and tighten this up. Or you could carry a bedroll, or, you know, whatever you have, what you might need to carry with these straps down here. Now, a lot of packs actually don't come with straps down here. They may have the loops, but you have to provide your own strapping. So I noticed a few packs are like that I've seen facilities on the bottom for doing something like this, but it doesn't actually come with the straps. So this is nice. Since this piece down here, it's not really elastic, but it can serve to store the excess material so that doesn't flap around. So this is a nice additional feature that makes this bag a little bit more functional for carrying stuff. So I believe now that I've covered everything on the bag, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Again, 2 thumbs up for this. If you hunt around, you might be able to do better than the $60, $65 price, but you know, even in that price range, I think it's well bought, given that it has a lifetime warranty as well. So I'm assuming if any of these weak areas were to tear or come loose on you, that it would be covered underneath warranty. I'm assuming that they would cover that or honor it. So that's going to wrap up this video on the Drago Gear Atlas Sling Pack.